Before seeing interesting table in which we have in Genesis in one chapter, let us give 26, which is the Gematria of God name Yud K Vav K, Yud 10, A5, Vav 6, A5. And the same Gematria comes here, the word HaTorah and temple together. I can see minimal in the whole Torah when you have the Torah and temple coming together, and we see the location of the place, and this is the location. The verses in Genesis 28:17, after Jacob saw the dream, in which is written, he, Jacob, had a dream, a stairway, or ramp, others ladder, in Hebrew is sulam. So he saw it was set on the ground, and its top reached to the sky, and messengers of God, angels, were going up and down on it. Amazing. This is Genesis 28:12, and another verse says the following: after he saw the dream, and then Jacob got up from his dream, from his sleep, it said, how awesome is this place? This is none other than the abode of God, and that is the gateway to heaven. This is Genesis 28:17, few verses afterwards. Now it is interesting to point out very interesting remark on this verse, because you have a very strange expression. This is none other than the abode of God, and that is the gateway to heaven. So what is this expression? This is none other than the abode of God, than the gateway. So rabbis tell us in the Midrash Homiletic, it indicates that Jacob saw the building really of the first temple and its destruction, which is none, and then how it will be built again. So interesting that in all this, what we see here, the dream of Jacob, you have everything. So you have here the verses, V'achalov b'nei sulam, this is what we saw. Jacob dreamt a ladder on the earth, and its top reaches heaven. Then when he got up, Vayomer, then he said, how awesome is this place? It is none, as we saw the expression, it is not but the abode of God, the house of God. Amazing, this is a location. And in this location, which is in one chapter and 26, between letter to letter, having this word, the Torah and temple, and 26, Zion comes here also, Zion. Mitzion Tetzet Torah, Zion is the place from where Torah comes, and Zion was the place where the temple was. Unbelievable. So this really was found at Torah and temple by Dr. Katz, Moshe Katz himself. He passed away, unfortunately, hoping this will be his memory. And he was a lecturer in the Technion. When he saw this phenomena, definitely he left and went to learn in a kollel. A great Talmid Chacham wrote a book on which is called the Computora or something like this. I forgot the name, but he wrote a book, Computora maybe, and very interesting book. One can get it, the internet, which is Dr. Moshe Katz, Computora, I think this is, and he brings an amazing table. We get lectures sometimes together, and he wrote another book explaining about the course, but he did outstanding work. He gave lectures all over the army, all over. And this is one of the tables which he found, which is unbelievable, yeah? once in the Torah, and the temple, and exactly in the right location when this is what Jacob saw in his dream, temples, yeah. And our rabbis tell us that when it's not temple, so there is this expression of the rabbis in the Talmud. Now God have 4 cubits of halacha. You can see here the Hebrew word halacha. Halacha. So this is what I found. I found really halacha and Zion. And the halacha is a term of the oral Torah. This is what our rabbis tell us. Now we don't have the temple, so unfortunately you cannot come close to God, but there is a way to study Torah, the oral Torah, halacha. So this is what our rabbis tell us. Now we have 4 cubits of halacha, of studying oral Torah, because studying the oral Torah also brings men into very high levels, you know. It's written that the man who studied Torah is like the Shekhinah, the divinity is him. So, very interesting and significant table, and let it be from the memory of Dr. Moshe Katz. As he said, he's a doctor, he was lectured at the Technion, but when he saw this phenomena, he understood that there are more some important things than science, as is the Torah. So he devoted all his time really to study Torah and to give lecture all around on this topic of Bible Torah code. So let it be for his memory. So as I said, clear example that in the letter skip is also important message. In the letter skip, which is God, Yud Ke Vav Ke. And this connection is simple. Yud Ke Vav Ke represent the divinity of God, which definitely was in the temple, in the Torah, in the oral Torah. So very interesting and important and significant table. Yeah, the days that unfortunately we are mourning the destruction of the temple. And as we say that our Rebbe said that the expression En ze ki im bet Elokim, that means En ze indicates to the destruction that he was not there. Yeah, En ze is not here. Destruction. But the third one, bet Elokim, the third one will rise soon, will come down from heaven soon. So interesting and significant and very important table for our time.